So I just finished my other video with the blue and blue suede and Elvis, but I still got a lot of energy pumping and I hadn't read any cards yet, so I'm going to focus on the cards this time because I so want to play with them. So yeah, I might just jump into that. I'm like a little bit wary of getting into the other colour because I might just talk for another hour about the colour again, but anyway, we'll go with it. So the other colour that's been popping up is like the wheat beigey colour, like corn silk type colour, wheat, corn, all the way up to gold, you know, the yellows. Citrus has been coming through a lot today, like, you know, lemons and limes, wheat, corn, and so I kind of I do want to talk a little bit about that as well. I was just looking up a little bit about the colour symbolism with that and the symbolism behind lemons, the citrus fruit, and wheat. So yeah, basically, you know, like wheat, the harvest, you know, that harvest colour, it's the, you know, the colour of the crops when they're ready to go, or the corn silk colour, and you know, corn, wheat, it's all about harvest time, abundance, a plenty to go around. And it's not just physical, it's also spiritual abundance, you know, that sort of thing. And the colours along with that are very, very similar. Like gold is very much about that abundance and spiritual connection, and all that. Lemons, I was looking up, like the lemon themselves can detoxify. It's also about detoxification, more so around you know, having that boundary against negative influence. So a lot of the time, people in the spiritual community, you hear a lot about, you know, detoxifying, you know, cleaning your energy and everything like that. And you know, yeah, it is about our physical bodies, but you know, there's levels to it. So it is also, you know, no matter if you're the healthiest person alive and you're surrounded by toxicity, like emotional wise, or toxic people type thing, a toxic environment as in just nasty ass people, you know, that's entering your body. So the detoxifying on so many different levels, like with your body, but really when it comes down to it, it's, you know, your emotions, because your emotions are the most healing thing for yourself and, you know, your environment, the patterns, people, you know, your emotions. So lemons have been coming through, and also the abundance. So whether we're getting that perfect recipe right of cleaning your energies and having good boundaries, that you're protecting yourself from negative influence to the point where it is now time, you are reaping your harvest, and it's golden days. Golden days are here again. The golden girls are in town. Yeah, so and you know, I've just done that whole video on the blues, and it's just funny that you know, I've got the blues and the yellows here, and it's just like sunlight and water, and like emotion and energy, or yeah, like clarity with emotions, and gosh, it's like gold and sapphire, water and sunlight. I mean, water and sunlight, that's how you grow, right? So, you know, you have this and you're green. This is where you activate your heart when you've got your water and your sunlight going on, when you've got the right mix there. That's when the growth happens, and that's your abundance. So yeah, it's kind of like beautiful messages coming through. Now like the greens are standing out to me again. Like my last couple of videos ago was about the green. So I guess, you know, there is a lot of growth happening. There's been a lot of emotions. I've gone green, blue, and now I'm doing yellow. So it's harvest time, it's gold time. We'll get a few of these colours and see what they're saying. Which one's standing out? Magnolia cream, lemon spread. Almost makes my mouth water. Mango slushy, all tropical, icy drinks. Rise and shine. Yeah, I've been thinking like a lot this week also, the morning and evening, like dawn and dusk, the light, you know, like that's the artist delight type hours, is you know, dawn and dusk, where everything just seems to glow. Like you get the perfect, you get all the balance between, or the contrast of light and dark, like the shadow and the light, and everything glows. And it's just, again, like my, you know, talk about Elvis in the last video, is that there's just that beautiful balance of light and dark, and that is when the glow happens. You know, so that's still coming through. Like it's just like that morning light and the, you know, sunset light, where it literally makes everything glow and everything looks that much more beautiful. You know, there's a reason why everyone loves the, you know, sunrise and sunset. It is. It's just those times of day where the light hits it all just right to make it stand out that much more beautiful. And it is because of the contrast of light and dark. And it's the same within ourselves. It's the beauty of the light and dark in that perfect kind of contrast. Yeah. Freedom fighter. Resplendent. Yeah. Lady Lime. I'm just thinking lime, like you turn it around and it's Mile, and I just got the Mile High Club. Orange ice, sand diamond. Fuzzy yellow. Pina colada. It's cocktails and dreams time. Gone bananas. Golden honey. See, there's like, yellow's a good yellow's a good colour for the names. Soft sun, sharp yellow, happy Sundays, lemon delicious. And you know, it's like that saying as well, like, you know, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You know, if everything's a little bit sour around you, then freaking add some honey and you've got a beautiful mix. It's the mix again, right? It's the perfect, it's the balance. If you're inundated with the sourness of life, add some honey, find some honey, and you know, you can find that in so many different ways. Del Sol, Lake Titicaca, Isla del Sol. I was just getting that song, but I don't even know the lyrics. You know, it's that My Island Home. I got a visit there. One of the first messages I got was Lake Titicaca, Isla del Sol. That's a big, that's a really big, powerful energy center there. I think it was of the Atlantean, Lemurian times or something. It's a special place that I think. I'm gonna have to go. Naples gold. Retro gold. Retro has been hella big. Retro. Bringing back the old. Like literally to the point where I'm like all these retro houses and buildings are like standing out to me like big time. Like even today I was in the city and I saw this really old Telstra building, and I mean it's so out of fashion, but I'm like, you put a little bit of turquoise colouring on that and you've got a beautiful retro freaking feature in the middle of the city there. You could really make that building like pop out in a really cool retro way, rather than being like kind of an ugly brown retro 80s, you know, type thing. You know, you add a little bit of colour to that and it'll be really cool. And I think that's what, you know, we're doing. We're bringing back the old and we're putting in a bit of a cool spin on it, or you know, a current day's spin on some old gold, which is some very old gold, but it's coming back and you know it's in fashion. And we're going to do some really cool stuff with it. We've got corn kernels, Midas touch, spiced butternut, pumpkin. Even to the point where one of my friends rang me today, and is one of my friends, we call each other pumpkin. And you know, it's just crazy stuff like this. Pumpkin. Golden orb. Daffodil. Scarab. Warm glow. Havana sunrise. Wow. Pollinate. What's that chick's on bee's wing? Purple. What's that song, Havana? My love is in Havana. Rocket launch. Curry sauce, spicy sauce. Wax way, wax on, wax off. Alright, like I could literally go nuts with all these names and start talking. Oh, alluvial Inca. Mayans gold. And even eggs, like that curry sauce, it brings to mind the curried eggs and the egg yolk, which is just complete, like the yolk, you know, like fertility, life-giving, golden goodness. God, it's happening. I'm just going to see if any of the animal wants to pop out, and then I'm going to get into the cards. Oh my god, we've got 222. 222. Yeah, pretty sure that has a meaning. You might want to check it out. I'll check it out now. Actually, I got my computer. Yeah. 222. Oh, black cockatoo. They literally flew over me today. They're red tail ones. I'm gonna I'll get my feather out. They're beautiful. Hey, it's freaking gorgeous. They're that colour. Like, oh my god. The wheat to the beautiful deep orange. The void. Some say that in the beginning there was perpetual darkness, a gentle void, a blanket of nothingness that tenderly swathed the universal plains. Within this fertile emptiness, the Great Mother stirred, as if waking from eternal slumber. As though trying to recall some distant memory, she began to unfold, twisting and churning herself into fruition. She began to reach out into the darkness as a massive expanse of nurturing energy that seduced everything it encountered, willingly drawing all into her protective womb. The dark sister of the sulphur-crested cockatoo, the black cockatoo, carries genetic memory of this sacred time, and within her dreaming comes the lesson of surrender. Black cockatoo demonstrates the patience that can only come when we accept that we cannot possibly know everything at the beginning of any journey, and that wisdom will present itself at the appropriate time. She helps us to take control of our life by insisting that we grow at our own pace and learn what we need to know in our own time. She encourages us to just sit in contemplation and wait for the mysteries of our life to unfold without consciously seeking answers. At the appropriate time, when our mind is still and our heart is at ease, Black Cockatoo passes the torch of illumination to her cousin, the sulphur-crested cockatoo. Black Cockatoo allows the mystery of inevitability to unfold within our lives so that we may finally surrender to change. She teaches us to trust that whatever is meant to happen will, but only in its own time. Black Cockatoo encourages us to confront our fears, to go with the flow, and to embrace all new opportunities as they present themselves, thus paving the way for sulphur-crested cockatoo. Red-tailed black cockatoo is also said to carry the energy of the grandmothers. He is seen as a lunar influence bird, as his red feathers represent the blood of the feminine creative force. Yellow-tailed black cockatoo is said to carry grandfather energy, with the yellow feathers influenced by the masculine energy of the sun, while white-tailed black cockatoo offers unlimited potential and the chance to embrace the wisdom channeled from one's higher self and the angelic realms. Oh, Galar's been coming through a bit to me as well lately. Galar's joy. In Australian slang, to be labelled a galah means you're probably a hooligan, rustabout, practical joker, or someone who is a bit silly. Galah is gregarious, raucous, and socially extroverted. He is predominantly pink and grey in colour, has a superficial crest, scimitar-shaped beak, and powerful claws. Galar's pink crest is associated with the heart chakra and its energies. The heart chakra teaches trust, acceptance, self-love, and love for others. Galar teaches us to love life and all that it offers and the joy that it brings. Galar brings people together because he brings the best out in everyone. Galar represents our social, interactive, and outgoing side while helping us feel happy in our own skin. He enables us to drop judgment about others and ourselves. On the other hand, the grey, which is the dominant colour of this bird's plumage, can suggest hesitancy and indecision. The wisdom of parrot, of which Galar is a species, illustrates communication and healing. When this is cross-referenced with that of the Galar, it sheds a different light. Galar can help those cynically labelled as Galars to find their inner strength, to ask for help, to seek acceptance and love, and to demand positive attention. Often people act like Galars to get attention because they do not know how else to attract it. Bad attention is thought to be better than no attention at all. Young people often choose this path because it seems the only option. Galar helps us to honestly assess our actions and assist those close to us to read between the lines. Oh, Rosella. That came through one of my last readings. Rosella usually portends feelings of hatred, resentment, confusion, or indifference that must be expressed in order to set one's heart and soul free of torment. Crimson Rosella can indicate factors related to the base chakra, for example, aspects of self that need to be expressed, sexual issues that must be discussed and dealt with, questions associated with life path and purpose, or announcements that must be made in relation to trust, love, and fidelity. Eastern Rosella announces a forced change in direction or a new phase initiated against one's will. An unexpected pregnancy, separation, redundancy, eviction, or similar knockback may all be heralded by Rosella dreaming, with a reminder that bad news, when considered in hindsight, often reveals itself as a blessing in disguise. Jeez Louise. No wonder that's been my bird of late. Oh, so funny. Bajirika. Corella is realization. Corella offers reassurance, confirmation, and affirmation that things will work out for the best. The call of Corella is essentially a message from spirit that settles the mind and heart, dispelling doubt, fear, and feelings of unease. Corella offers promise that the day ahead will unfold to reveal wonderful realizations, new friendships and alliances, and a healthy outlook for the future. Well, thanks to the beautiful birds again. Alright, cards. Got 22. Oh, that's right, I was going to look at the... I'll look at 222. Do that. I just had a blue one stand out to me. It's Wing Commander. The commander is my wingman. Alright, 222, angel number. Balance, partnership, and cooperation with others. Harmony in relationships. Hope and positive energy. Focus on finding balance in your life. You're on the right track. Balance, harmony, manifestation. Seeing 222 repeatedly is a gentle nudge from your guardian angels. It signifies balance, harmony, and trust. This number sequence encourages you to maintain faith in your journey, even when things feel uncertain. 222 reminds you that you're on the right track and that your angels are supporting you in creating the life you desire. It emphasizes the importance of patience, diplomacy, and creating deeper connections in your relationships, all while being surrounded by divine blessings. New relationship on the horizon. Stay positive. Trust the timing. Be open to receiving love. 222 can also mean that love messages are on their way to you. I see so many freaking angel numbers these days. It's like ridiculous. But it's so amazing that, you know, we get these signs and synchronicities all the time. A few charms. We've got the little dandelion wish being blown. The wish has been made. We got the little hands. What is this? The hands are? I'm not sure the meaning of that. Or, you know, the bell's ringing. The bells are on. You know, I'll be there with bells on. We've got purple little charm, which I associate with, well, maybe communication. Saint Germain, communication, violet flame. And we've got S, Superman, got the capes on. Snake, the snake is rising. Silly season. Actually, snakes have just been like literally so big today. I've had conversations about snakes today. I've listened to like 3 tarot readings that all talked about snakes being big for them. You know, like, I don't know about, like, I know snakes get like a bad rap with the symbolism behind it, but you know, like, I know with the Mayan or the Incan type thing, like a big one with that, like the symbolism is like snake is the wave, is the frequency, is the you know, cycles, like it's energetic. It's just energetic waves, and almost the dimensions as well, like the symbolism behind the snake, meaning, you know, like that almost like there's steps type thing, like, you know, there's so many different ways to look at a snake, and it's not always bad. Yeah, I've talked a little bit about a snake before, but the conversation I had today was about like my daughter feeding her snake, and that he needs bigger mice now, and she needs to go to specific places to get the right size mice, because the little mice just won't cut it for him anymore. So, you know, he's grown, and he needs more abundant nutrition in order to bulk him up before he goes into hibernation over winter. So, you know, maybe that's a little bit about, you know, the cycles within us as well, with, like I was talking about the other day with the kind of like with a bear anyway, like, you know, we have our seasons and our cycles, and even like, you know, with a woman with her hormonal cycle, you know, during the month, well, we need different nutrients, and you know, depending on where our cycle is, we require different things, and we can't be the same. We can't be expected to be the same all the time. We grow, we evolve, you know, we outgrow a little tank, like with my daughter's snake, like, you know, he grew to the point where she had to get a much bigger enclosure for him. You know, and it's the same with us. Like at some point we outgrow our old smaller tank. You know, we need a bigger tank, we need bigger food, and a different type of care sometimes, like, you know, at different times of the year, of our seasons, we need certain things that at other times we don't need, and we need to respect that and cater to it and be aware of it. No one is the same constantly all the time, you know what I mean? All right, cards. What are we going to go for? I got these little owls popping out at me. Oh, one's stuck on there. I can't get it. Earth Guardian. Stay rooted and grounded. High Priestess. Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Harness your mystic power. You know, I think I've got a bunch of decks here. I think I might just get one of each deck and see what it all comes together as, rather than going through this one deck. The moon one's popping out. Like, I've got this one right in front of me. It's like a moon cycles, and we've got two there. I'll just get the two. Drum, dream and journey. Drums have been a little bit like, literally even 10 minutes ago, I walked past my little bongo African drum, and the you know, drum beat out of time, kind of, that's come through, you know, just that, I don't know, what is that, I think it's a song, some song lyrics, the drum beats out of time. And you know, if our drum beat is out of time, then we need to reassess and get into the groove again, so we can get our drum beat in time, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I was looking at the moon deck here. It was just popping out to me, and it, you know, it is like those cycles, and respecting each cycle, you know, that we're in, and allowing for it. It's that patience. You know, this is something that I'm absolutely terrible with, is the patience. You know, if we're here and we want to be here, you know, that frustration and impatience, and just like, fucking bring on the full moon. And then, you know, if we're in that mindset of just like, fuck, where is it? It's not here yet, it's not here yet. We're, you know, blocking ourselves from experiencing all this and what it can bring. And all this has its reasons. And, you know, that has been the hardest thing for me, is that acceptance, and, you know, the surrender. And it is such one of the hardest things when we're, you know, we're waiting for something, you know, we kind of know it's around the corner, but we just want it here. Want it here so bad, but, you know, by not allowing for what is happening at the moment, you know, these in the meantime cycle, you know, if we miss this, life kind of says, oh, well, you missed it, you're gonna have to go around again. And then before you know it, you're here again, you're like, fuck, didn't happen. Where's the full moon? And you got to go through it again. And if you don't like surrender in this moment to accept these cycles, you got to do the cycle again until you actually accept and surrender to this one and this one and this one. And if you finally surrender to all these in-between cycles, then finally you get your full moon. And this is how like our lessons and you know, I've heard, you know, like with blocking your own manifestations, like you're here and you're manifesting the full moon. You're putting so much energy in this and you're doing all the right things, but you're not surrendering to the steps and the experiences in between. You're just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, where's my full moon? I want my full moon, I want my full moon, I want full moon. You're just like, I've heard this, like, you're blocking it because, you know, the natural cycle is that you have to go through this before you get this. So the cycle just continues and continues and continues until you realize, fuck, I've got to surrender. There is no other way around it. You've got to go through this, this, and this before you can get your, you know, your manifestation, your full moon. That's been my, you know, hardest lesson, and I continue to go through it because I've locked my sights on this, and I've just said I can get there. I'll get straight through the middle, and I'll just like link these up. I'll have it. I can grab it. It's mine. I can see it. But that's not the way the cycle works. Apparently. Yeah. So knowing what you want is definite. You need to see it, and you need to have it locked in your sights, but you also need to surrender to the natural cycle of it all, and enjoy the in-between, whatever happens, until it comes around. It's such a fine fucking balance. You know, finding that balance and peace and surrender and joy in the in-between moments when you've got something locked so strongly in your sights. But, you know, that is where the true balance comes in. Wanting and loving something so much, but also loving the all in between. Don't you just love this university of the universe? It just never ends. Oh, they love to teach us. The answers you need are coming. Alright, so what have we got first? Several came out, not just one, but you know, you got to go with it, right? You say you want one and you get three. That's like, you know, it's no big deal. A new romantic cycle begins. Hold your vision. You're halfway there. You're halfway there. Communication is key. I've heard that a number of times today. Just today I've heard that. It's all about communication. It's needed. We've got arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. Again, you know, keep the good vibes going. You know, protect your good vibes. But keep, you know, your eyes set on the target. You know, at the same time, don't let anyone take your eyes off the target. Elder. Healing through lineage. Wisdom. Let's see, snake, kangaroo, goanna, and turtle. Alright, what's next? Luminous humanist. portals. Portals of, there's far too many. It's not, okay. I just kind of got like the portals thing kind of just came through, and I just kind of got the understanding that, like, if you can actually get to this point of like accepting, you know, the cycle, but consciously manifesting and enjoying the entire process, like you get into that flow so good that it's almost like if you consciously go through all these in the right mindset, that they are all important and you're embracing all of them. It's almost like some kind of energetic link, like this lesson link, surrender, energetic kind of link, that once you've done that and you've completed this kind of cycle of manifestation, like, you know, your goal timeline type, what you want, but in the right heart space, mind, and, you know, acceptance and surrender and joy, and, you know, embracing each step and learning and consciously aware the entire time, like you get this recipe right, you've created a portal to your timeline. Like that's when there's some kind of like magical energetic link happens that keeps you on. Like that's how you actually get your manifestation and your miracles and your big magic happening, magic carpet ride type, you know, scenario, is when you can actually link these, you know, when you've mastered the cycle. Yeah, I kind of just got like, that's when you create this portal that clicks things over. It's like, you know, that freaking Stargate things locking into place, like one part of the cycle, and then the Stargate opens, and that's your portal. Like you've just created your manifestation portal type thing. That's the like the alchemists type magic trick. Yeah. Nirvana, if you wanna. So you create your nirvana. Seeing every step of that freaking from the dark and the light, like that you're getting some beauty and growth. Like, you know, you're living your best life in every part of the journey. That is when you're living your nirvana, you've created your, you know, you've become a portal. You've become a timeline portal. Like you've locked shit in for not just you, but like you've become this kind of energetic magnet because you are so locked into a certain type, you know, pathway that you've chosen. You've embraced it so much and living it on a day-to-day basis so much that that cycle that you're wanting and you're locked into energetically, you have locked it in, like for you're bringing it in, like your magnet has just got it. Your magnet has locked it in, like stargated and magneted, your timeline is locked in on you, and you've done it. You've done it. You're going to get it. Fountain of youth, your inner child, your inner you. It's your inner child, purity, more to give. In between lifetime lagoon, dancing in the parade. That is like, you know, if you can be dancing in the middle of all of that, and the parade of all the different parts of the cycle, dancing through it, and you've mastered yourself and your life, like, you know what's going on. And yeah, you've got the water and the sunshine going on. Yeah, like you're giving that to yourself. You can get, you know how to get, you know how to absorb, see, feel this, the light and the water in every step, you know, the food and the emotion, like the nourishment, and you know what I mean, like both sides of it. You're getting the most out of every fucking day, and then you get what you want type, I think, is what they're kind of getting at here. We go to standing stones then. Voyage. Graduation. You've graduated your cycle. Yay. Choice. Multiverse. Mount Olympus. Enter. What else we got? Trust. I've been getting that one heaps lately. Landing. Initiation. Descend. We're coming back down to earth, are we? Future. What have we got here? Star Child. The Lakota tribe. The Lakota tribes come through like a few times. What was the Lakota thing? I watched a show on Gaia about it. This guy was really cool, talking about the blending of the old generations and new, blending the old wisdoms with current day, like, and the necessity of that and the benefits that we can get, but leaving all the shit behind, like all the traumas of the past. Like, you know, it just needs to be left in order for us to move forward. We need to, you know, pretty much everyone on this planet, you know, no matter what background you've come from, you've gone through fucking shit. You know, there's trauma in everyone's, like, you know, histories, no matter where you're coming from. And not saying that you know, one trauma is worse than the other. There's trauma across the board. Men, women, whether you're American, Indian, or Aboriginal, or you know, Tibetan or Japanese. I mean, I don't know, everyone, like literally everyone on this planet has a history of you know, trauma, and now these days you can go even further back of off planet in different star systems and all that. There is like past life and other planet stuff that you know, there's all that trauma and history as well, and you know, all that stuff needs to be left behind. Healed, to bring the wisdom that we've all learnt from it, and you know, like getting all the different pots of gold, all the learnings from all the different tribes, all the different corners of the earth and stars. You know, all that wisdom is there for all of us these days. And to bring that together, you know, we've got that ability now that everyone's connected on the internet and everything, that you can bring that all together and get all the, you know, juiciness out of that, share it around, and actually, you know, move things forward to release the toxicity of the past. Because, you know, up until now there's just been so much about the verses, you know, you did this, you did that, guilt, shame, blame, retaliation, blah 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 blah. And you know, at some point there has to be you know, people that just say that's enough. And it is like you know, how they say people breaking generational curses. Like, we need to do this on a very, like a grand scale, breaking the generational curse, like to the nth degree. We need to have a reset and get the wisdom and leave the, you know, heal the pain body and gain the wisdom from it, put it all together, and yeah. 22, the 4 directions. That's like, you know, it's the whole story. Maybe it's yeah, drawing it in from every angle. Self-discovery. Eagle medicine. That is the eagle eye view. You got to get the big picture. We can't heal anything if we're only choosing, you know, like only saying that one side is the right side. You just can't. Yeah. Activation. Humans discovering fire. Activation. When we discover our own inner fire. Life force energy. The Maasai. And it's like a minute ago, the like, gods must be crazy popped into my head, and you know, this picture always reminds me of that movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy. I had to watch that at school a couple of times. stability, boundaries, stillness, strength, Joan of Arc, revolution. This is the revolution that we're moving towards, but it's going to be a different one this time. We're going to get it right this time. That's the plan anyway. Dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. 22 again. We've got 222, 22, 22. Beautiful blue dragonfly, that one. Mouse spirit, kind of makes me think of the conversation I was having with my daughter about a snake and the mice that she needs to have, like feed the snake with. Tend to the small things. The small things add up to the big things. Chameleon spirit, act as if. And spider spirit, make your dreams real. It's manifestation. I've been thinking a lot about, well, not a lot, but like a bit about the chameleon and how, you know, how his eyes just go in every direction. Like he can look at something from every different angle before he makes a move. Like he goes really slow, but his eyes look in every direction to see. What's going on, similar to the eagle, to the eagle spirit. We got peacock, let it shine, and flamingo, embrace the in-between. It goes again with those cycles, like the moon cycle. You've literally got to embrace every part of the growth process. And once you break through how shit some of the steps are, and once you can laugh at it, dance through it, accept it, learn from it, and still be wanting that same thing at the end, you know, and being okay with where you are, knowing you want that, but not demanding it has to happen like immediately. Yeah. Life is a mystery, Bobcat. It is. It is a freaking journey to self-discovery. That's all it is. Every day is a journey to self-discovery. Elephant spirit, learn from the past. Dolphin spirit, this and that are true. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. Let your feelings show. Yeah, here's the frog. Clear out the clutter. Looks like he's got a pearl in hand. Number 28, Rosella. up to an hour. Let's wrap this one up. Sage purification. Butterfly regeneration and volcano release. Oh, look at one underneath here as well. Stars navigation. Balance. Resurrection. Diversity. This is like all the story of you know, releasing the hold on the old, embracing the new, strengthening those wings, ready to fly, you know, after you've been melted in a cocoon. It is kind of like that, those cycles. It's like, you know, the butterfly or the caterpillar not just wanting to be a butterfly, not wanting to melt in order to become the butterfly. And, you know, if you keep denying the cocoon phase, you just got to keep going around. And you've got to go through the cocoon phase if you want to become a butterfly. You know, and you can't, you know, like if you try and rush your melting and regrowing phase, or you start trying to fly before your wings are dry, you know, that's not going to work either. You've literally just got to accept that everything has like a timing factor to the growth of, and each step of that growth has a stage, and you have to just like allow yourself to go through it, but trust that, you know, at the end of it, you're going to be a freaking gorgeous butterfly, without a doubt. If you know, if you just allow it to happen. It's not that bad. Oh, it is so hard along the way, because it's like, you know, these butterfly moments just seem to happen, you know, again and again. Like, it's like a dragonfly. Like a dragonfly has to go through the cocoon phase like many times before it gets to that last cocoon phase where it turns into a dragonfly. And it's like, you know, we go through all these phases like the dragonfly, thinking, I'm gonna be able to fly this time. Oh, I'm still a grub. Oh fuck, I'm gonna go through it again. I'm gonna be a dragonfly this time. I'll have my wings. Oh, I'm fucking still a grub. But you know, each time you get that much bigger and more resilient and stronger, bigger, you know, blah blah blah. And then finally, before you know it, you know, well, at this time you just like accept it. All right, this is part of the process. Eventually I'll be a dragonfly. I don't know if it's this time or not, but I'm in my cocoon again, and suddenly you've got wings and you're a dragonfly. On the 10th time that you've gone through the freaking cocoon. You know, that's why dragonfly symbolism is like actually quite amazing. Like, they have to go through this underwater grub cocoon phase over and over and over again. They've got to, you know, shed and all this a number of times before they get their wings. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. The initiation. Rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. What does the note mean? Don't be afraid to wait. Take a break. Get off the treadmill. Maybe they're telling me to shut up again. You've been training for this for lifetimes. It's just like, stop trying so hard. Mirror, who or what is tricking you? Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Dance. Yes. And share your voice. Yes. Come out of the cave. Expression. Devotion. Tune into your heart. Yes. Just say yes. So you go from fear and no, can't do that, to yes. Share your voice. Seeing the light. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. You're melting because you're growing wings. Alright, nearly done. Sacred purpose. Setting boundaries, adjustment, river of blessings, tenderness, bright heart light, divine masculine. Alright, divine masculine. Deep emotions. Looking back, moving forward, idyllic times, garden, paradise. Hidden knowledge, Akashic records, silent understandings. I can really feel the divine masculine coming through there. Yeah. Electric, active power. Now we're making shit happen. Sacred breath and sound. Life force, communication. Darkness to light. Portal. Miracles. Harvest. Bright heart light. Innovation. Death and rebirth. Power over difficulty. Reclaiming your power. Achievement. Grateful optimism. Joyous view of the future. Yeah. Twin flames. Earth magic. Clarity. Friendship. Planting something new. Telepathy. Last step. Manifestation. Just going to do this quick. Morning dew. Morning light. Sacred waters. Milk and butter. And honey. Surrender. Embodiment. Goat. Green man. Marine life. Voice. Outer core. Fluidity. Silence. Home. Power. Volcano again. Magnetism. Passion. Soul. Beginnings. gravity, adventure, comfort, protection, mystery, motion, completion, alchemy. Magic, rest, light, Keraduan, transformation, knowledge, magic, breaking free, the white stag, no need to hide, I love these separate cards, they're so freaking slippery. Move forward, King Triton, abundance, energize, communication, sacred waters. Okay. The Horse King, assistance, the map maker of destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, free will, sacred union, partnership, romance, the hungry ghosts, the dragon's jewel, another horse, freedom, another goat, reliability, the watcher, snow leopard, fierceness, wolverine, peacock, prosperity, bison, ritual, white buffalo, medicine woman's been coming through again today for me. She's always kind of around, but Green Man. What have we got from these cards? Thrice Greatest. Portal. Change, gateway, new beginnings. Oak, doorway, strength, journey. Yeah. Wrapping it up. The Green Fairy. Mischief, freedom, reckless, celestial, cosmos, creation, spiral, herbs, medicine, healing. It's a dandelion on there. Wishes. She of the woods, peace, connection, home. The she, ancient knowledge, help, dimensional. And rest, stop, recharge, self-care. Yeah, and the Green Man, nature, connection, source, fairy godmother, wisdom, future, truth. The Weavers, fate, manifestation, decisions. The spiders weaving, the Stargate portals. The Green Woman, feminine nature, oneness. I feel like I could go on forever, but you know, it's pretty clear that like we're creating some pretty awesome manifestations these days, and you know, there's some big changes going on. You know, and if you stick to it and enjoy the journey, learn from the journey, you know, we really start moving forward and can get to our abundance fields of, you know, lovely wisdom. Our cat intuition and authenticity. Kindness, fruit bat. Horse again, freedom. Freedom, authenticity, intuition, like, and wisdom. Like, what else can you ask for? Like, you know, there is a reason why we freaking hammer ourselves on this journey, and it is because it works, and we grow, and we become who we want to become, and we start living a life that we love on a daily basis, and it just gets better and better each day. Miracles. You know, and it does become like that. Miracles. From standstill to flow. Sometimes you have to stand still to feel the flow and then go with the flow. And so, you know, you don't have to be moving 24/7. Like, sometimes you have to stop to see where the flow is going. Patience. Forgiveness. Leadership, freedom, change, courage, all good things. Just inner strength, the gateway. Alright, I'll leave it there. I'm just like rambling because I love looking at all the cards.